Hey everyone, welcome back. I have an auto Swift guide for you. Now, these are not the best teams or the fastest, but the teams I use to clear, and they can clear from 1 to 60 with no changes to the team. To start doing Swift, you need 24 units, gears for those units, 3 ships, and it's recommended to use 3 operators. The floor bosses change every 15 levels. I do recommend mid-game players and up start clearing what they can as soon as possible. Even if all you can clear is stage 1, just doing that alone, farming that, the materials you get from the stages are needed to upgrade tier 6 gear to tier 7, which is very important. Since this is an auto guide, I'm not going to go into too much details on the mechanics, as we're just autoing through it all anyways. I will mention some to understand why I picked the units I did. If you don't have the same units as the ones I use on my team, I'll try to make some suggestions as I go through this for replacements. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so here we have the first team. Using Awakened Maria on full CDR. Maestra can replace Maria here. I just like her because she puts Zhao in the right spot, so she gets a crit buff. Awakened Jake on full tank gear. He could probably be ran on CDR. He really is in never any danger of dying, and you don't actually need this much ground res on him because of his high defense stat. But if you don't have Jake, you could sit there and run Casey or Alex. Machine Collector is kind of a must here. Does great work. You want her on tanky CDR as best you can. Sinjia on full CDR, 72% or higher, hopefully. Rita, since you're going up against an anti-striker for the most part, you're going to want whatever you can for anti-striker, Blaze, or Spirit. I'm running Spirit here, the skill haste. Don't think that's important though. Yang on your best CDR set that you have left over, or a good CDR set rather. Shaolin will be better on anti-striker, attack, probably her best set for this. Attack, just anything with anti-striker, anti-ground subs, attack bullet, and then her EE, of course. Kyrian is 100% replaceable, but he does good damage. Depending on how your gear is, he probably won't actually do much. You can sit there and run Queen. Just pretty much any DPS that sits in the back will work. Doesn't even have to be an Awaken. Zhao pretty much carries the show with all the buffs that she's getting, as well as with the Rita. Here's my Enterprise. It's got some decent counter subs. They're helpful, but rearm's not needed. And then just Kim Hana operator. So for the second team, I'm running a soldier comp here with Sigma lead. Much CDR as possible as you can. Administrator sword fighters here on tank. Whatever you can is A speed or HP. Wardens here on full anti-striker, maze gear. Blaze or bullet will work too. Revenant you want on CDR. You want her spamming her skill as much as possible, pushing out as many shields as she can. Keep your entire team alive. She's going to die a couple of times, so you want it to be kind of tanky, but to keep her alive longer, but she's just going to die regardless, so prepare for that. She'll get respawned or redeployed and then be buffing everybody anyways, so it's fine. Administrative Rifleman on Anti-Defender, Blaze, A-Speed Maze works just as well. Kang I have on tank A-Speed gear, so she stays alive longer, buffing your soldiers. Ifrit I have on Anti-Striker Maze, Blaze will work just as well. Mix if you want to do hybrid, both striker and defenders. You fight both of those. All right, so here we have Asigma. Asigma can literally go into any one of the teams actually, and she will do an amazing job. I have a funny set here because I got MLM'd into a CDR melee set, so it's nice. But CDR, attack speed, pretty much any set, HP, she'll do high damage, tank for a long time, and she becomes her own personal healer. So she's just great. I threw her into this team just because, but you can replace it with a Hori if you have that. Or just another soldier for more DPS. Just running Albion as a ship, and then Sigma. Sigma's not really needed. The AoE res is probably what's helpful there. So for the third team here, I have Ludmilla. So Ludmilla is very much essential to this run. She needs to live. Have her on tank gear if you can, with some damage, if you can afford it. If you can't, just put her on tank gear. She'll do great damage anyways, but she needs to survive. Casey just on your regular tank gear here. You want evasion pieces if possible. Shinatsu I have on a tanky HP CDR set, so just CDR tank will work too. You want her using healing as much as possible. This worked for me, but I believe CDR is just better. Higher CDR numbers than 21%. Orca on tank CDR. Lysiune, as you're having to kill air units anyway, so she's going to be probably your best DPS. I don't want to sit there and say tank on her. I ran full damage as much as I can, but she has a chance of dying, so maybe a little tank on her will help you, but you might have to, even if she does die, the run can still succeed, as you'll see later. Rosaria on as much damage as possible. Lucretia, I just have her on some Antag CDR set. Her damage isn't great, but her ulti's awesome. And then Ahilde, as you can see, Ahilde is a mess. But she doesn't actually need real gear. You can just hit autofill on her. She will live regardless. She won't really do much damage. But she applies a shield to your entire team, which helps with keeping some people alive at the end. Ahab is the ship I ran here with Olive. Now, the Olive proc itself doesn't really help. It doesn't do much at the start, but the AoE res is why I ran it. Even though it does actually proc, and the little bit of healing that it does, because your units don't take that much damage right at the start, especially with Shinatsu healing right off the bat. So she's probably the most replaceable thing on this team. It's just AoE res is going to be what's important here. Alright, so for the first fight. As you'll see, Maria comes in here, puts a portal down, and then all your units get tossed up front. Except for the Awakens, obviously. But you'll notice here that Jake is just going to sit here and tank the boss. He's going to do a great job. Also, the portals really help, because when I ran this with Ministra, this boss likes to sit there and attack your ship randomly like that. And then having Yang spawn into that and just get one shot because she gets crit was super annoying. So with the A Maria portal, it really helps keep your unit safe. As you can see here, Machine Collector does her thing. She's stripping buffs, she's sitting there applying Death Pin. Makes this fight go a lot faster. As you see, look, a Safe Yang. We get the double shield so everybody gets to sit here and live. And then also Maria does a lot more damage than Mistra. And then Zhao comes in right into the buff. If you don't use A Maria, she will sit outside of Aegea's circle, which in that case, I would suggest for her deployment, manualing it just to put her inside of it, because like as you can see, the boss will sit there and randomly attack your ship from behind, and that splash AoE can kill your Zhao and either ruin the run or slow it down. And then Kyrian coming in at the end here just to take a few shots. Not as important for DPS. Though he does actually walk up into the circle, something Queen doesn't do. So for the second fight, this stage spawns a bunch of ads, so you must respond in kind. You throw a bunch of soldiers at them. Wonderful thing about soldiers, they're cheap, they deploy a bunch of units, and then Revenant buffs them all. Then you have A Maria, or I say A Maria, but regular Maria sitting in the back just constantly AoEing your team down whenever you specials. So Albion plus Revenant shields just helps them keep the longevity. Now, granted, if you're not clearing that fast, but you're able to sit there and run the clock down, Jake will stop spawning at 30 seconds on the clock. So if you can make it at 30 seconds, it's basically a free win. But as you can see here, Asigma just coming in, making short work of everything. Now you see all those units? Now they're all gone. She's an amazing unit in PvE. And it's just a cleanup from here. So for this third team, little forewarning, a lot can go wrong. This is not an easy stage to auto, actually. It's probably simpler to sit there and manual it because you could do redeployments and time deployments to get shields up on units to save them. Edel is annoying. She's just super annoying to deal with. A ton of ads come out. You got these little totems that are sitting in the sky that you have to kill because they heal Edel. And she's constantly hitting your team, your backline, over and over and over again. And most of the time one-shotting them if they're not tanks. Super annoying. But if you insist on autoing, just know that this can go wrong. I did have a run, the first run I used this team, where everything went right and it cleared at 1:45 on the clock. But as you can see, my ASLY just got one shot out of the sky, which is amazing because she has a barrier. So, not a fun fight. Even on manual, it's not a fun fight. I feel like it's easier on manual, but is what it is. But as you can see, this team can clear. It just may take a little bit, and depending on RNG and gear, it might fail. But as you can see, we have A Hilde come out. She'll sit there and reapply, or she'll apply a shield. But what's great about A Hilde is the timing on everything. So now that A Hilde's come out, Olive resets shortly after. So when Milla gets redeployed, it starts all over again. Now you can sit here and manually toss out Casey and maybe Chinatsu to reproc it just to heal up the team, but it's not really necessary. Like I said, Olive isn't necessary for this fight. Just as much AoE's res or some kind of ground res, op, range res, any of those that you have will be helpful as an operator. I can't really make any suggestions on replacements for this team. I mean, A Hilde could probably get replaced with pretty much anything that shields, heal, protects, any of that nature, but other than that, this team's kind of set in stone, in my opinion. There you have it. Floor 60 cleared on auto. Get some nice juicy rewards. Max I've seen for the high-tech boards is 36. So it's not a bad haul. Dimension cubes I've only seen 3 as a max. So for those that do not have Revenant, I do have an alternate team. Just so you know that this floor, counters are not allowed on, they just lose HP and die instantly. I say instantly, but over like 4 seconds. So it's really hard to use counters on this. So we're going to opt for a mech team here. Titan, rearm Titan, really a must here. Horizon can be replaced with pretty much any of the defenders, the mech defenders, SSR mech defenders, rather. You could probably get away with admin sword and shield. You don't have her. You want Ifrit. You want Tarask. Sigma may not be needed, but Albion's definitely a must here because you want that shield on Ahori or she'll just get one shot out of the sky before she can attack. She needs to get an attack off as quick as possible to get that shield up so Maria doesn't just blow her out of the sky. As you can see, she just kind of died there, but it's okay. Because we pushed up to the ship, our mechs are nice and healthy, sorta, and they're doing their job. It's not as efficient, there might be a better mech team, but this is what I came up with. So it is possible to do this floor without Revenant. But same rule applies. If you can make it to 30 seconds, it's pretty much free. So I don't think I have to wait to 30. No, I don't think so. Get close though. Alright, so for the team. Running Sigma here. Same gear as before with CDR. Bullet attack on Titan with anti-striker subs. Horizon on HP tank gear. Tarask on anti-defender maze. Ifrit, I have on my anti-defender set. Shieldman, just on tank gear. Warden's on anti-striker. Horizon, I have a mix of attack speed that I've been building for this, but Maze attack speed will work as well, just pretty much any attack speed. Even Blaze would work here. And then Albion and Sigma. Sigma operator might proc. And there you have it, Swift 60 on auto. I had fun making this for y'all, and with the recent news, B-Side will be buffing this gear, and it's going to be good. Save any crafting though until after they buff, as they will be increasing the drop chances of SR and SSR gear. Besides that, I hope this guide helped you, and if you have any questions, you can find me on Snekcord. Link will be in the description. If you'd like to see any other content, feel free to drop a suggestion in the comments below. Besides that, I'll see you next time.